In the headlines, PDP suspends Chimaroke Nnamani, Fayoshe's son, Chris Ogbu, others for alleged anti-party activities. National Population Commission fixes March 29 for national census. Motorists lament as they spend hours on long queues at filling stations in Abuja. And on the international scene, military free 62 women and 4 children kidnapped by terrorists in Burkina Faso. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. In politics, the People's Democratic Party has suspended former Enugu State Governor Chimaroke Nnamani as a member of the party. This was contained in a statement on Friday by the party's spokesman, Debo Ologunaba, saying the suspension is with immediate effect. He explained that the decision to suspend Nnamani is based on allegations of anti-party activities leveled against the ex-governor. Also suspended were Ayeni Funshaw, Ekiti North, Ajijola Latif Oladimeji, Ekiti Central, Emiola Adenike Jennifer, Ekiti South 2, Ajayi Babatunde Samuel, Ekiti North 2, Olayinka James Olalere, Ekiti Central, Akerele Oluyinka, Ekiti North 1, and Fayoshe Oluwa Jomiloju John, Ekiti Central 1. Lately, Nnamani, the lawmaker representing Enugu East Senatorial District, has publicly expressed his support for Bola Tinubu, presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress. Candidates seeking political offices should anchor their campaigns on issues and action plans for the people they intend to serve, rather than mudslinging, character assassination, and abusing one another. Some prospective voters in Azare Katagum local government area of Bauchi State gave the advice ahead of the forthcoming elections. Adamu Imam completes the report.
Candidates of political parties across the country are running from pillar to another canvassing for support and votes from the electorate. In the course of doing this, intense rivalry sets in, with one party abusing the candidates of the other party. Prospective voters in Bauchi State said candidates should ideally sell themselves by telling people about their party manifestos.
You see this party abusing this other party alleging this other party has done so and so. That is not what the masses want. The masses want you to come out, tell them what will benefit them if you win. Tell them what you will do for them if you assume office.
He also noted that politicians in Bauchi State are not exception to the general rule.
Other parties, some parties are doing very well, trying to buy the attention of electorates. Others are there keeping quiet, while some are even going to Abuja to go and do their own campaign there. So this is not the Nigeria that I used to know before.
Meanwhile, some Bauchi residents are just prayerful to witness violence-free electioneering period.
May God give us good leaders that can change things. You can see now, as a stranger here, I'm doing my business all the way from Jahun local government area of Jigawa State.
The problem now is that we want the government, if they promise us after the election, we want them to fulfill their promise.
Based on their own promises that they used to give us when they gather us, they are saying that they will do this, they will do this. So as I'm seeing, there is a great hope on this Nigeria. After this campaign, I think by God's grace, we are going to have peace and everything will be normal.
We want this government to help us, assist us, help us in a way, because this Nigeria have turned upside down.
The food cost for markets, so I want everything low. Maybe drip milk now, but the local one is 350, the other one is 500. I want the half 500 and make like 300, so that people like Fulani and Hausa, they would buy cheap one.
In the past, campaigns period in Bauchi were characterized by attacks and counterattacks on political opponents, leading to loss of lives and property.
The National Population Commission on Friday said the 2023 nationwide population census will be conducted from March 29 to April 2nd. NPC chairman Nasir Kwara disclosed this while speaking with State House reporters after meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa in Abuja, the state capital. Kwara promised that the exercise will be different from the previous ones, which were embroiled in controversies, as it will be conducted with high-end technology. Assuring that there would be no manipulation of an exercise, the NPC boss stressed that the census will be credible, as the commission will make use of satellite images and GPS and has coded every building in the country. Now on security, the councillor representing Alawa Ward in Shiroro local government area of Niger State, Saleh Yakubu, has been reportedly shot dead by bandits. Yakubu was shot on Friday afternoon while returning to his community from Kuta, the headquarters of Shiroro local government, after closing from work. Some sources say he was returning to deliver some food items to vigilantes who requested for support from the local government. A resident, Musa Aliyu, who confirmed Saleh Yakubu's killing, described him as a visionary and an energetic legislator who had the zeal to impact on his people. Another source who craved anonymity said Yakubu was shot between Tegina, Gaude, Bassa Alawa Road and died on the spot. The police is yet to confirm the incident. 2 persons were killed and many injured in a rivalry clash between Eye and Aye confraternity in Oshogbo, Osun State capital, on Friday. Trust TV reports that residents of Okebale area were thrown into panic as the cultists attacked themselves with dangerous weapons. Residents said the police anti-cultism squad dispersed the cultists and restored peace in the area. A community leader who preferred anonymity said the policemen took the corpses of the 2 persons to the morgue of Osun State University Teaching Hospital. The police public relations officer for Osun State Police Command, Yemisi Okbalola, could not be reached at the time of filing this report. Suspected armed youths alleged to have been working under the directives of the caretaker committee chairman of Wukari local government area, Daniel Adi, have allegedly attacked 3 internally displaced persons at Tor Yorlumun community, Rafinkada ward of Wukari local government area, Taraba State. A victim of the attack, Tenege John, said they were busy mending their destroyed houses and laying bricks to reconstruct other houses when the Jukun youths, armed with sophisticated weapons, invaded the community and started shooting sporadically. He explained that in the ensuing drama, some of their relatives ran into the bushes, while 3 of them who stayed back were attacked and left with life-threatening injuries. John added that the attackers carted away a Peugeot car and 3 motorcycles and burnt their belongings. Motorists in Abuja spend hours in filling stations to buy fuel as long queues return to the nation's capital. Noel Sampson speaks to the motorists on their frustrations. He also asks Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria why the scarcity lingers. The report.
Abuja residents expressed their displeasure that the monster of fuel scarcity in the nation's capital is back, as they either spend precious time in filling stations before they can buy fuel or buy at prohibitive price from the black marketers.
I spent 3 hours at servers at the Kariki by the Kanori. 3 hours. I enter here now. The queue is not moving. We that are joining the queue, some people will be maneuver, paying 500 naira, join, followed by the outside gates, entering the fuel station and take fuel.
They sell 1 liter for 400. So where will 1 liter take me to? If I want to buy fuel, I have to buy like 20 liters. And how much is that?
Buhari meet fuel 85 naira, and now we are bought fuel 195. Some place 300 naira per liter. This is too much.
The black market sellers said it is not their fault that the price is high. We buy fuel from the filling stations for prices ranging from 2,600, 2,700 or 2,800 naira for 10 liters. Then we sell to people for 3,500 or 3,200 naira for 10 liters. A litre is sold for 190 naira in the filling stations. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, gives reasons for the lingering fuel scarcity.
We don't get the product from where we purchase the product. The channel of distribution usually starts from the NNPC importing, and NNPC distributes it to private depot owners, and the private depot owners usually send some to their retail outlets, those that have retail outlets, and majority of the volume is being purchased by independent marketers from them. And there is a price template of which they are supposed to sell it to the independent marketers. We cannot in any way continue to depend as a oil producing nation to continue depending on importation of refined petroleum products.
Dollar in Nigeria is not like it used to be before. Diesel in Nigeria is not like it used to be before. Even those that are importing petroleum products and those that are breaking the buck, all of them have their own toll. I will also tell you that vessels that we have been taking before for $60,000 are now $120,000. So who is going to pay for that? So with the independent marketers, we bear the burden because we are the last people that dispenses to the customers.
Motorists and other customers plead with the government to address the problem before it becomes something else. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Communities along Kano-Kaduna route want the federal government to complete the Kaduna-Kano Standard Gauge Rail project, which at the moment has reached advanced stage. Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibril, who travels along the rail project site, reports that host communities also want the authorities to ensure that all compensations are paid before completion of the project. His report.
In July 2021, President Muhammadu Buhari flags off the 2.1 billion naira 200.11 kilometer Kano-Kaduna Standard Gauge Railway with a design speed of 150 kilometer per hour to, among other things, provide the northward extension of Abuja-Kaduna Railway, strengthen the links between coastal port cities and other inland areas, promote the export of agricultural and mineral products, and transporting imported materials to the inland areas, as well as to facilitate mass movement of passengers, particularly middle-class income earners.
This
railway is very important to us because it will help us, the masses, in terms of transporting our agricultural produce, and also if traveling to, let's say, Zaria, Kaduna, or Kano from our villages. It's very important because we are farmers and we live far away from markets. Therefore, the train will ease our trading activities to market in neighboring cities. Nearly 2 years since the commencement of this project from Zawachiki in Kano to Tashariari in Kaduna State, engineers on site confirm that the first phase of the project is now at over 75% completion stage.
The level of the completion by now, we have achieved our target. You know, during the rain season, we have lost the job because of the rain season. But by now, we achieve our job. So many teams of department of the work, they already has done.
Despite the significance of this project in the development of export-oriented economy along the line, some host communities say they are yet to be compensated for their farmland.
You see, the problem is that they have collected our farmland. Some have received their compensation, others did not. For instance, this place we are standing is my farm, but I have not been compensated.
It is not in our tradition to challenge the government, but they have collected many people's farm. Some, they have paid them their compensation. Some, they did not. But we heard that they will still come back to settle them. Although contractors assured that the project will be completed in 2 months' time, at the moment, the earthwork could not move towards Zaria axis from Tashariari, largely due to the fears of insecurity in some part of Kaduna State, which may likely affect the project's timely completion. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Why phasing out old Naira notes will take time. Do stay with us.
Nigerians, elections are here again. Let us shun violence. Let us play the game according to the rules. Do not be a thug. Say no to violence. Let's rise and defeat violence, crime, and sabotage against the peace of our nation. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must do everything to keep it united. We must avoid any act that promotes hate and disintegration. Say no to separatist movement, terrorism, fake news, hate speech, religious bigotry, and any act that tends to divide us as a nation. Watch out for strange gatherings and suspicious movements. Restrict access to sensitive documents and data, the disclosure of which may damage national security. Educate your staff and family, particularly on measures to safeguard information and report security breaches. Apply relevant legal security guidelines to protect yourself and your neighbors. Due to misinformation and wrong choices, some idle persons resort to vices in their greed to get rich quick. They resort to kidnapping, killings for rituals, and other heinous crimes. Avoid wrong use of the social media. Before you broadcast that false message, think twice. Ask whether it will promote peace or violence. For safety at home, still be security conscious. Educate your household on safety tips. Report all suspicious movements and persons to the security agencies nearest to you. Be a good citizen. Be patriotic. To pass security information, please call 0813-222-2105, 0915-339-1309, 0908-837-3514, or send a mail to dsspr@dss.gov.ng. This message is from the Department of State Services, DSS.
Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Welcome back to Trust News Updates, a recap of our major stories. You heard that PDP suspends Chimaroke Namani, Fayoshe's son, Chris Ogbu, others for alleged anti-party activities. You also heard that National Population Commission fixes March 29 for nationwide census. Moving to other news, Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Saleh meets President Buhari at the presidential villa to brief him on the oil discovery in the state, whose operation will start in the next few days, and the preparation to receive him on the 4th of February. Fielding questions from State House reporters after the meeting, Saleh dismissed the notion that the state government did not give the needed attention to Karu local government area, which was instrumental to revenue generation in the state because of its proximity to the FCT. On the National Livestock Transformation Program, he said the state government embraced the initiative situated in Awe local government area to ensure peace and end the frequent clashes between herders and farmers. Traders in Kano State wants the Central Bank of Nigeria to extend the 31st of January deadline of phasing out old Naira notes from circulation due to non-availability of the newly redesigned notes. The CBN, however, insists that the new notes are available in commercial banks and that traders must deposit their old banknotes before the deadline. Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that the Apex Bank is intensifying sensitization campaign on phasing out the old notes by the end of January.
A recent statistics by the Central Bank of Nigeria shows that out of $3.26 trillion currency in circulation, 2.72 trillion naira is presumably held by members of the public, the implication of which is believed to be threatening the nation's economic stability.
Currency management in Nigeria has faced several challenges that have continued to grow in scale and sophistication, with unintended consequences for the integrity of both the Central Bank of Nigeria and the country. Some of the challenges primarily are, first, the significance of holding of Naira notes.
While the CBN begins circulating the newly redesigned 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira note, the old currency will cease from being a legal tender from January 31st.
The government should extend the date for rejecting old currencies. This is the only fair and just thing the government can do for us. If not so, we are going to be in a lot of problems.
According to the Nigeria's Apex Bank, this policy will help control inflation by forcing hoarded currency into the banking system, increase financial inclusion, and moving toward a more cashless economy. Again, these traders say there is no enough of the new notes to replace the old. We are not seeing the new notes in the market. Take for instance, in the whole of this market, you cannot get up to 50,000 naira of the new currency. There are people who are transacting over 100 million naira daily, but you can't get even 10,000 naira from them. The CBN in Kano confirmed that at the moment, enough currency has been disbursed to various commercial banks and that traders should endeavor to deposit their cash before the deadline.
We've gone around to check some of the ATMs and we are still getting results from it. Some that have old bills in their ATMs, they are now changing them to new bills. We are going around, we are still investigating, going around almost all the banks, the ATMs in Kano Metropolis to see we have enough money to give them.
So far, the CBN has sensitized many traders across 6 markets in Nigeria's commercial city of Kano, an exercise expected to be extended to rural markets in the days ahead of the deadline that will render the old Naira notes an illegal tender. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
On the foreign scene, security forces have rescued 66 women and children who were kidnapped by armed fighters in northern Burkina Faso last week. Armed men seized the women and their children on January 12 and 13 outside 2 villages in the district of Abinda in the Sahel region, Somme province. Security forces conducted a rescue operation and freed 27 women, 39 babies, children and young girls in the adjacent Center Nord region. National broadcaster Radio Diffusion Television du Burkina said on Friday. Several government and security officials confirmed the news, Reuters and AFP news agencies reported. The abduction prompted alarm from the United Nations, while the country's military government warned of a rise in attacks on civilians. Burkina Faso is one of several countries in West Africa battling a rampant armed uprising with links to Al-Qaeda and ISIL. And finally, in sports, a Spanish court on Friday ordered Brazil defender Dani Alves to be held in custody without bail after he was arrested in Barcelona on allegations that he sexually assaulted a woman. A Barcelona judge took the step after questioning the 39-year-old player regarding events that allegedly took place at a nightclub, the court said in a statement. A source close to the dossier said the judge had taken the step which was requested by public prosecutors because the court considered there was a risk Alves would try to flee. Alves, one of football's most successful players, was taken into custody earlier on Friday after being summoned to a Barcelona police station and was then sent before the judge. Catalan police said they received a complaint on January 2nd from a woman who accused Alves of sexual assault. The charge of sexual assault in Spain can mean anything from unsolicited and unwanted sexual groping to rape. And with this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.